Do not attempt to adjust your programming. You are now listening to B-Movies and Beyond.
Why are you whispering it? Welcome in!
Because I think I finally got my mic figured out where it sounds great.
Well, it's about time. Jeez.
Only took 322 episodes.
That's right. We are on episode 322 of B Movies and Beyond. And it's been a while, Ryan.
I know. Dude, we have so much fun, and then you have to follow it up with work and
know.
responsibilities.
Oh, jeez. It's getting hot in Colorado and busy, and I understand. I gotcha.
And I don't wear clothes half the time.
Oh.
Yeah. For all you viewers, completely naked underneath this shirt.
Me too.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy how that works.
Oh, shoot, Peter.
Man, and Nova's making a special guest appearance here.
But you know what we haven't had a chance to talk about?
What's that?
Our Fan Expo recap.
Dude, we've missed so much stuff. Has it been 2 weeks now?
I think it's been about 2 weeks. Yeah.
Miss Fan Expo. We haven't talked about that. 4th of July. Did you have a good 4th?
I've done so much 4th of July shit.
Still?
I can't even. Yeah. Yes, still. I did it. I did 4th of July the Friday before 4th of July. I did 4th of July on 4th of July. And I did 4th of July on July 15th.
Wow. Man, I think I only did it on 4th of July. And even then I didn't do it that well because we didn't even go see any fireworks.
Well, I saw all the fireworks for you, your family, and all our viewers right now. I saw them at Coors Field on the field, right, blowing up right in front of my face. And then, oh, dude, it's so fun. So fun.
I've done it once, and I think next year take the family.
And then the actual 4th of July, Colorado was like a monsoon, so they canceled everything. So I was gonna go to Estes Park, but they canceled. But they had a date, and we're like, we'll be back the 15th, and we're like, okay, whatever. And then we found a spot to light off fireworks in between rainstorms. And in Westminster, in that area, it literally sounded like a war zone. It's what I imagined Oppenheimer would sound like. And then 4th of July on 4th of the 15th. In Estes Park, there was fireworks right in front of the place where Nikki and her husband Nate, right?
Yeah, I know her husband Nate.
Yeah, that's where they got married.
Oh, right there, dude. Oh man, I wish I knew that. That would have been cool to go see.
It was super fun.
Yeah,
Total shout out.
Yeah.
Next, I mean, dude, Estes Park is probably the place to be for fireworks.
Dude, I think that's a great idea. I need to go there.
It's like an hour away, and
yeah, it's not bad.
It's fun. It's fun. And then in betwixt the 4th of July celebrations, we had a Fan Expo 3 days of we dressed up, we broke things, and we stole things.
Yeah, that was a good time. Oh man, I wish
and
we
I didn't talk
more though.
Yeah, I know. Well, to make up for what you bought.
Yeah. I was going through some expenses the other day. I was like, what did we buy for $100 at this weird place? And oh yeah, we broke some bat cuffs. So, I should have brought those up. Yeah, I mean, this is Sunday, the last day. We've all had a few drinks in us, and we go to this booth. They got all this replica props. And they hand us the bat cuffs, and my wife's right there. And like,
they hand us all the cool props. We were playing.
That's
all
true. Yeah, the Batman grappling hook, that thing was awesome.
The Blade Runner double barrel gun.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
Yeah. So they give us the bat cuffs, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put this on my wife, and it's I put them on, and I don't. She must have just put her hands down. They just slid right on off and broke on the ground when it fell. So yeah, that was fun, and got a little discount, and we got new cuffs. We didn't even get the broken ones.
They didn't sell you the broken ones. They sold you brand new ones.
Yeah,
you got to give them a shout out at some point in the podcast.
Yeah, Paragon, is that right? I need to reach out to the guy. He said he would be on the podcast. So.
Well, that was the distracting point of the conversation. We're like, dude, we love to hear about your props. You and I were talking about it, and then like I just heard pow, bang, cha, and I was like, what was that? Did Batman from 1960 show up? Nope. It was the bat cuffs on the ground, and it was dead silence. We're like, oh. And Peter, little backstory to this. Prior to that, we just had your wife Danielle just got us some awesome T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, have you worn yours?
Oh yeah, man, it is so soft,
super comfortable and stretchy.
Yeah, man, I love it. At first, I was like, man, this looks expensive, but it is worth every penny.
I think they need to be sponsors of the podcast as well.
We should reach out to them.
We should.
But I did find out it is Paragon FX Group. So go to their website, paragonfxgroup.com, and apparently they go out to like all these different cons and always have a booth there. And dude, they got some cool stuff, man. I'm looking through their website.
We need to find out if they have like a dummy pair of props where if people drop them, they're like, oh no, you dropped them.
Well, we need we need to have that guy on. Dude. I have so many questions because I want to know how often that works. But oh, dude, that where's the grappling gun?
What are you looking at? Paragon.
Paragon. Paragon.
Ooh.
Yeah. Do they have John Hammond's Jurassic Park cane? Come on.
No way. Oh my God.
That'd be pretty sweet. But yeah, the Fan Expo, we had a great time. Didn't make it on Friday. Saturday, though, we all got together and we're dressed up as characters from The Boys. And I was Starlight, and I think I crushed it. Everyone loved me. They thought I was so hot.
You were?
Yeah, thank you. And Ryan was Black Noir, which you stayed true to the character, buddy. I was impressed.
You got to if you're the silent type. Usually I'm not the silent type, so I don't know why you guys decided for me to be Black Noir, but I think it was fitting. I think I spoke with my lack of emotion.
Was your lack of emotion or all your emotion? I mean, the guy was doing skits everywhere or acting out all kinds of stuff. It was just
play rice.
Yeah, just people would come up and ask him things, and he's just like he wouldn't talk and he would just point to random things or just do a head nod and just kind of stare at him.
I had a lot of fun doing that. I'm not gonna lie. I think it was a pretty decent costume. I would make a couple improvements, but that's something I would totally wear to future cons.
Dude, it looked like a lot of fun just because you've got to be in character and just mess around with everyone.
Oh, dude, all the Spider-Mans. I talked to all the Spider-Mans. Made them do their web slingy thing. They're like, huh? What? And I was like, come on, you're Spider-Man. Like,
I know. How many times when they just did not understand, like what is this guy doing? Not saying a word, but shooting. I just don't. It was something you're kind of rocking out in a weird way, and everyone's just like, oh. And I think some people just mimicked you too, just like, oh, okay, let's do that together.
There were some like real cosplayers. And one girl was Rogue, and I had her so confused, and I was just like, never mind, I gotta go.
And then we
Darth Vader.
Oh yeah, you had to stand off with Darth Vader. That was pretty entertaining. You had to stand off with lots of different people. Dude, I'm so bad. I need to post this stuff up online. I'm so bad at that.
But Peter, you were the draw because everybody was looking at Starlight with its beautiful glittery beard, and then right behind him, behind Starlight was this just shadowy figure, just total polar opposites of characters.
Oh yeah, dude, we were totally
It
the
was
yin and yang.
it was great. It was great. And the rest of the boys crew did well. Aaron as Maeve. Dude, when you and Maeve were together, like I lost my shit. It was funny watching people's reactions. And Nikki and Nate were awesome as Homelander and Soldier Boy. Evan killed it as Haley Joel Osment. What's his character's name again?
Oh, I don't, that telekinesis or whatever, that guy. Yeah, and then my wife was the Deep.
Oh,
we
she
did the
great Deep costume.
gender switch. Yeah, it was a good time. We had a great time playing. We met some mermaids. I'm gonna do a dump right now, man. I'm gonna do it on Instagram.
The mermaids, I pet their fins so many times. And I brought so many people to take photos with them, and every time I was petting their fins.
Yeah. Come look at their fins.
Come look at the mermaids and petting them.
Oh,
they would be perfect for a San Diego Comic-Con cruise.
Yeah, are you going right into the news already? You're just doing a little sneak peek.
Oh, well, that's just never mind. Peter, since we've had a couple weeks off, mostly because I can't get my schedule right, you did a B Movies and Beyond did a rewind episode of which movie, Peter, and why?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, all the way, dude. You weren't even a host then. You were just a guest star.
That was my first time. You popped my cherry.
Was it for Ninja Turtles? I think you were on before that.
I think, well, was it? I thought I was doing Ninja Turtles was the first one.
There was a whole bunch, because then I found like, oh, this is when we had the month of Ryan. That's what we called it. The month of Ryan continued. And then I think after that, like, well, Ryan's just staying.
See you every Thursday with a case of beer.
Yep. Yeah, so it was you and Justin, and as we're recapping, talking about everything Ninja Turtles, and right before Out of the Shadows came out, and we all went and saw that, and we spoiled that. So that's the next episode, which I think I'll release no matter what, you know.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
We had fun. That was a good time, and dude, we should try to do that again. We should try to get Justin to go see Mutant Mayhem, and we should go see it, all of us,
and then
and Evan too,
and then find a round table and have a bunch of beers and try not to spoil it, but eventually just spoil it.
Yeah,
because I didn't get the concept of the podcast back then.
Are you sure you get it now?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Did I spoil something last time?
I think so. Well, last time I think I just talked about what was it? I spoiled all of
the closet one, the monster in the closet.
Yeah, monster in the closet. Which again, I think I'm gonna do the same thing again this time, because it was just so much fun to spoil that. And I got another one that I feel like is worth somewhat spoiling. We'll see how I feel.
Peter, do we have a quick question?
Oh, nope.
Hey, guess what, fans and listeners? We don't have a quick question this week, so we're gonna move on to trailers. What do you say?
Works for me.
Here are some exciting coming attractions from
Movies and Beyond.
Also, because we have a lot of trailers.
Yeah, it kind of works out that way. Dude, we got 2 weeks of trailers here. And actually, a lot of them just came kind of like the last few days. So,
well, it's trailer season, because supposedly all the blockbusters are released, and then we have to wait for like the August and September movies. And then, geez, we're already at Halloween, bro. Oh my gosh.
So close.
Let's start it off. Wonka. Is it Wonka or Wanka? It's Wonka. Is this Willy Wonka?
Yeah, this is like the prequel.
So wait. Okay, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was a story about Charlie, not Willy Wonka, right? Because the sequel is about Charlie and the glass elevator. But the last one with Johnny Depp was just a reimagining of the same movie, or was that more about Willy Wonka in current times? And then this one with Timothy Chalamet is a prequel of that one.
This is the prequel to the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka, because the other one was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, right? So Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is the reimagining, I guess, or the reboot of Willy Wonka.
Was it the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or was it Willy Wonka and the Charlie and the chocolate?
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
That was the Gene Wilder one, right?
Yes.
100%.
100%.
Full title.
Yes, that. All right, I've done posting on Instagram. I did it.
Okay, so Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was the 2005 from Tim Burton.
Yeah, with the weird little Oompa Loompas, and Johnny Depp is Willy Wonka, which is creepy as hell.
And Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was the Gene Wilder in 1971.
Yeah,
got it.
I don't know why we started off with this one, but this one just looks weird. I really don't have any desire, and then this fucking Hugh Grant as one of the Oompa Loompas. Like,
that was strange.
It's just so
that was strange,
weird, man.
Like, how do you get more and more weird with your Oompa Loompas? Like, can you just go back to hiring dwarfs?
Yeah, I don't know. And I also felt like Timothy was kind of like grasping, like almost pulling from the Johnny Depp performance, like,
and not the Gene Wilder.
Did you get that too?
Yeah, which is you want. Hey, listen, Gene Wilder is Willy Wonka. Like, it's not Johnny Depp. Like, all you millennials and all you Generation Z and whatever's current now, go back and watch the original, because that is your Willy Wonka.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Timothy Chalamet, he needs to be, even if he was trying to pull from the Johnny Depp one, he needs to be a little bit more weird. He just wasn't as weird as Willy Wonka is portrayed to be in even the. Listen, I read this book. It's an easy read. I don't read that much, but I remember this, and I remember Willy Wonka being a fucking weirdo.
I mean, he is kind of a weirdo, but I don't know. It's a weird. I bet they're like, well, don't be too weird like Johnny Depp, because that was off-putting. But he's like, but I like that. And so, like, this is like the toned down version, even though this is really like a prequel of the Gene Wilder one. I don't know what they're doing, and I don't really care, to be honest. I saw that trailer and I was just like, pass.
Peter, I usually see movies in the movie theater, but this one is a pass. I will wait for this to go on VOD, and it's probably going to go on Peacock in like 3 weeks when it leaves. Yeah, so
you know,
I'm good.
A pass, though. You know what's not a pass? Nicolas Cage.
You never pass on Nick Cage.
No, dude, we got another Nicolas Cage movie.
Yes.
Did you watch the Retirement Plan?
Yes, I watched this.
Of course.
Peter, you can psych me out and put Nicolas Cage at the end of every one of these trailers, and if you want me to watch them, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude, I watched the entire Nun trailer and I didn't see Nick Cage once. What's going on?
Yeah, there's something wrong with this. But oh, dude, so excited for that. Like, between Sympathy for the Devil, is that right? Is that the right title? Something like that. And this one, the Retirement Plan, dude, like, it's gonna be a good year for Nicolas Cage, man, or at least for us.
You need to make it apparent to meet this guy.
Dude, we need to go to Las Vegas more when he's not working. Go to one of his local bars that he likes to visit and dude, let's have some drinks with them.
That listen, I agree because like I thought meeting like one of my meeting Thrice was like the highlight, but dude, you meet Nick Cage. But enough about the man, the myth, the mystery, but this movie looks awesome. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so his daughter is in some shit because she has a hard drive, and granddaughter, which I was a little tricked out because the little granddaughter was black and his daughter is white, and there was no other black guy besides Ernie Hudson, who
Mm-hmm.
was Nick Cage's friend, and they're on this retirement island, and all hell breaks loose.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I mean, the trailer might give away some stuff, but we're not gonna. You just need to watch the trailer for Retirement Plan and then watch the movie, because this is just good old Nick Cage just doing Nick Cage shit.
Well, being a badass. I mean, there's action with him, and this, yeah, I like you said, if we're not giving away too much from the trailer, it looks awesome. It reminds me of like kind of like Red.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And I mean, he has long hair.
Mhm.
He's kind of doing a weird accent.
Yep.
It's all great.
I
It's
think Nick
Nicolas
Cage.
Cage.
I think he just has a weird accent.
I think he every single character, I think he changes it up just a little bit. He's like, this is how they talk.
I love that.
He is quite the thespian, man.
I mean,
amazing.
In Con Air, like his terrible Southern accent was just amazing.
But he went to Atlanta to learn how they talked. It just cracks me up that like, and you know, maybe we're wrong, or I don't know. Maybe that's
my first question. Where do you come up with your accents for your characters, Nick?
I'm sure he probably picks a location for every single one of his characters, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna go visit that, see how they talk. I'll make something up and bring it back. And that's what we're doing. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. This is what we're doing. And then sometimes, like if you have a drifter, right? Like Willy's Wonderland. You know what drifters? What do they sound like?
Memphis from Gone in 60 Seconds?
No, nothing.
Oh,
they're drifters. Just quiet.
Oh,
they're always on the road, man. They're quiet.
Dude, I think we have since we'll get into news on this one, but I think we have a prime opportunity to pitch a reality TV series with Nicolas Cage where he travels to different destinations to develop a character for a short film.
I love it. Let's pitch it to him.
All right, Nick Cage.
And tell him that he's also has to flip the bill.
Yeah, you got to pay for this. This is our idea. Yeah. We'll get the cameras. We'll quit our jobs and we'll go travel with you, so you can create your own characters for potential movie roles.
That's awesome.
And we'll podcast during the way.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And you got to be your different character reviewing a movie in each one of those podcasts.
Oh, dude, I bet he would love that.
That would be the most Nick Cage thing ever. Your wife would love him after that, dude.
Maybe. I think if she ever met him, I think she would thoroughly enjoy him.
I think anybody would. I mean, we're spending another 5 minutes talking about the man, not the movie, and we have like a shit ton of movies to review.
And we haven't even met him.
I know. Dude, if he shows up we just got to find out when he's in Denver, like, and just take him to our favorite bar or just whatever.
Any bar.
We need to find Nick Cage on social. I bet he just has like a regular MSN account, like you could find on a website where you're like, hey Nick, like what are you doing?
He's on AOL. He's probably in some chat rooms.
He probably has a BlackBerry.
Yeah. Oh man.
He doesn't have social media. He's just on his BlackBerry, and then gets frustrated because the server doesn't work.
Jeez. He's gonna watch that movie. BlackBerry.
Dude, that one's a good one.
Is it good?
Yeah, I watch it. I finish it.
Nice.
Yeah. This one looks.
It's good.
This one looks weird, dude. Okay. This is Jules. And I didn't catch that it was Ben Kingsley until they announced it was Ben Kingsley. Yeah. But it's about an old man that like a alien spaceship crashes into his yard and like just fosters an alien. Like it sounds like a
Basically.
decent movie, but the way, okay, you know how like certain trailers have like a look and a feel to them? This looks like one of those like movies that your mom one day would be like, "Hey, oh, like the movie Wonder, right? Wonder was probably a good movie. I never really saw it, but the trailer just turned me off to it because it just seemed like something I would see on like CW or like Lifetime. And it was like one day an alien crashes into your yard and it has this like star wipe and it has this really calming music and they have these like fun little witty things they got to say, but the government's looking for him. You're like, dude, make your trailer look a little bit better and I would enjoy this movie. Otherwise, I'm not going to watch this.
Mm. Yeah.
Does this not look like one of those like indie film trailers where you're like, really? Did you guys just get this out of like a cookie cutter like Microsoft Final Cut program? Like, oh yeah, that filter looks good. We'll just do that.
To me, it just felt like it was like a spoof, man. I was so confused because it starts off like, Ben Kingsley's just talking to the city council or whatever and bitching and complaining. And then he's like, oh, yeah, by the way, an alien crashed in my yard. And that's what sets it up. And you're like, well, that's really far fetched. And this guy's a lunatic. And then the next scene, oh, sure enough, there's an alien. It's just, and then the rest of the trailer is just him and his neighbors interacting with the alien. Like, it is weird. Like, this is like the grown-up version of ET. So maybe it'll work.
This is ET with old people.
Yeah, but it seems like the alien has nothing. Like, he's not trying to get home at all. He's just like, hey, give me a shirt, give me some apples, and I'm good. We'll watch some TV together.
People are pretty nice, I guess.
Yeah.
In alien talk, like in the trailer, the alien literally does nothing but stands there. Like ET at least like pointed and did things. Like this alien just looked like they could have replaced this actor with like a mannequin and been like, okay, do the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It was strange, man. Like I thought it was a spoof, but apparently it's real. So we'll see. This next one I wish kind of was a spoof. Like, dude, the Nun II. I don't even think I finished this trailer because that's how bad it looked to me. I was like,
my god, Peter, you didn't finish it either?
No. And then did you ever try watching the Nun?
No.
Yeah, I think I feel like I went to the movie theater to see it. I don't remember a single thing because that's how like non-important this film is, and the fact that it got a sequel, I'm just blown away by. Like, nothing that happened in that trailer was exciting. So yeah. That's the Nun II.
Yeah, no shit, dude. I put on the trailer, and then before you know it, I was like, oh wait, that trailer's over. What happened?
Yeah,
So,
I'm
it looks
shocked
like you're
that's
not
coming
getting a
out.
B Movies and Beyond review about the Nun and Nun 2.
Nope. This one though, however,
I like this one.
Ahsoka looks really, really good.
You see a little Star Wars Rebels in there?
Yeah.
Saw a little General Thrawn. You get to see a live action General Thrawn. Ahsoka, she looks badass. Rosario Dawson is still just a gem of Star Wars character. Sorry, actress for a Star Wars thespian for a Star Wars character.
Yes.
I'm in, dude.
The action looks good. The spaceship fighting, whatever you call that, looks cool.
I like spaceship fighting.
Yeah. All of it just looks so good. It's just, Disney or maybe just Star Wars, and like they've figured something out where, because their main focus is like, I think some of these series, I think they're just crushing it, and I also feel like they've kind of learned, we're like, hey, we don't have to like be like bam, 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 bam. Like, let's really focus. Like that, dude. The Mandalorian season 3, just yes. And then now this one coming out, Ahsoka, like they're taking their time. I think they realize, all right, if we rush things like Book of Boba Fett, things like that, it's not as good. And they're slowing down, and I think they're giving a lot of creative control to these people, and they're making some real nice work, and I'm excited about that. And because on the opposite end, you know, you've heard some stuff from Bob Iger from Disney about, like, I think Marvel is you know, they're doing what Star Wars was doing before, like trying to just bang them all out too quickly, have so much content, and lost all the quality to frankly the series and the films.
Yep.
So
You said it best right there. And there's a podcast, and this is one of my recommendations. I'll go in depth later, but the Wall Street Journal does a series about the Marvel movies, how they started and where they're at currently. And the big problem right now is there's too much content. And the TV shows, like you said, the quality is not good. Like Secret Invasion is okay, but it hasn't captivated me, dude. I have to go back and rewatch a couple episodes. Obi-Wan came out. Obi-Wan was fantastic, dude. The last one before Rogue One, that series,
Andor,
that was a good
yeah,
series.
I haven't watched it yet.
Ahsoka looks great, and
Yeah,
I think that they're doing a really good job making the series, because when people think Star Wars, they want the big bang film and they want the trilogy. That's what we're accustomed to. So, and Disney doesn't have those stories yet. So they're able to go through and kind of build this universe with the stories that we currently have in Star Wars lore, which is very massive, by the way, and pick and choose on how they can create the next generation. Also heard a rumor that Christopher Nolan is eyeing a Star Wars trilogy project. Could you imagine a Christopher Nolan Star Wars trilogy? Could you imagine that?
I can't, to be honest. I don't know what that would look like.
It'd be the most expensive film ever.
Yeah.
The entire thing would be shot on IMAX, and like, dude, he would bring back the Bat Pod somehow. He'd totally bring it back. He would
You
totally
see the Bat Pod flying through space. Hey, it probably makes more sense in space than anywhere else, so maybe I'd be all for it.
Right?
Dude, Christopher Nolan, man, like, there's a lot of his work that I love, but there's also some that it's like, whoa, that was a little too much, you know?
Could you imagine the music for like the most epic Star? Dude, if he just did A New Hope now and had that explosion,
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Nolan would blow Star Wars out of the water, dude. Could you imagine his version of the Death Star blowing up?
It'd be crazy.
It'd be the most intense thing ever.
Yeah.
That just tells you Ahsoka is going to be pretty badass, isn't
Yeah.
this? Yeah, let's get back to that. Sorry.
Well, I mean, it does look badass, and they're making, like, straight up, like, I thought The Mandalorian season 3 was just straight up like, dude, that could have been a movie. It was so cinematic, man. Like, and I think, at least from the trailer, it looks like Ahsoka's looking like the same thing. So
I love
can't
how
wait.
they're not cross-pollinating anything. Like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are Star Wars, and Kevin Feige is Marvel. They're not like, oh yeah, hey, Favreau, go do a couple Marvel things back again. They're like, nope, he's Star Wars. So hey, if there's anything that's being done right now in Disney, it's Star Wars. Hey, this looks all right, Peter.
Mhm.
The final trailer for Blue Beetle.
I mean, you could say that.
I mean, okay, so what I got out of it is like a little Moon Knight / Iron Man 1 with
Yes.
Mexicans.
I guess I see the Moon Knight
Because the
now,
Scarab.
but yeah, but straight up, dude, it is Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
It is the same exact premise. Only difference is that the Scarab comes from space, but they're trying to take the technology and obviously make it for evil, and it's technology fighting the evil technology, the good technology versus the bad technology. Like that's
that was
it.
Iron Man. Like
Yeah,
Iron
exactly.
Man's creation, the Blue Beetle being created, inadvertently created the evil villain of himself. Yeah, I was like, hasn't this movie been made?
Yeah, it is. In that whole trailer, dude, you see so much stuff. Like I got it. Like I don't think I need to go see it. Like I don't know like what DC is doing, man. Like
Dude, they're just throwing out whatever they can right now because it's waste. Like Warner Brothers and Discovery is like, it's done, just get it out. Which is surprising they canceled Batwoman or Batgirl because
well, that's what
that
I'm
was
saying.
done.
Like
Just get it
they
out.
should cancel like Aquaman too. Like I just feel like everything is tanking for them. Even if it even has like decent reviews, it's still tanking. And watching this final trailer, yeah, it looks cool and fun, but literally I just felt like I just saw the whole movie. And I think that is going to be true. I really honestly do. I don't think there's going to be anything else because they are so desperate to make a buck like that. I think they are just trying to make this like, look at all this shit that's going to happen in this movie. And then, oops, there's the whole movie. And it's Iron Man. They should. I wish that's what they put in the title, or like Iron Man. Oops, cross it out. Blue Beetle.
Yeah, and I finished the whole trailer. Like we're talking about the Nun. I didn't finish that. Excuse me. This one, I was like, wait a minute, and it clicked. So a trailer's giving away too much when it clicks that it's another movie.
What do you mean it's another movie?
Like it clicked in your mind. You're like, oh wait, this is Iron Man in the middle of the trailer.
Yeah, like you see the whole plot, the whole premise, like, and you're actually seeing glimpses of like the various stages of the film, right? You see the ups and downs. Oh, great. Now his family is taken hostage. You got to go save your family. Oh, and of course, you got to have that funny scene where, the grandma or aunt or whoever, has to pick up a big old ass weapon, and like help defend it too. Like, and then also like they show the part, oh yeah, he's kind of getting beaten down because of course he has to have a villain that's so powerful that it affects him, right? You can't just have him you can't have any just easy battles, right? There's none of that. You got to have some conflict. But I mean, I see it. I know like every single like plot device in this and little ups and downs like of this plot. Like I don't think I need to go see it, which is sad.
You know what? I think Warner Brothers is telling you it's okay if you don't see this one.
Maybe. Usually I got that from when they just like, oh, we're gonna release this at the same time on a streaming service. That's how I could tell when something wasn't gonna be good. But I don't know, man. Like that was just too much. It was too much. So
you know what wasn't too much? Godzilla Minus One.
Not
that
enough,
was the quickest
huh?
trailer. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. But I mean, dude, it's Godzilla movie. It's like Godzilla's coming back December 2023. This is a Japanese version, and here you go. Oh, okay. Cool. Arigato.
Well, so I read the concept. Did you read like the premise of it?
No. I watched the trailer.
So this is after the events of Hiroshima. Oh, damn it.
Hiroshima.
Yes, thank you. It's after that, and then Godzilla shows up. So that's where it's -1. It's at 0 because that was I forgot how they described it. Didn't they do that in the trailer?
After
like
the war,
basically why?
Japan's economic state has been reduced to 0. Godzilla appears
Yes,
and plunges to the country into a negative state. So basically, Godzilla
it's
just shows up
negative.
when like Japan's like done.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
it. It's
that sounds funny.
negative. Yeah, it is like after they're already beaten down, now Godzilla's there to take them further down. Like,
So
it's
all the
just so
Japanese are like,
sad.
what can happen next?
Yeah,
Jesus.
that's such a weird.
The poster looks really cool.
It does, but isn't that kind of like a weird like time in their history to be like, hey, let's do something right after that and have Godzilla show up? Like, it just seems like a
You
weird
know,
backdrop.
it is strange because the Japanese are so prideful about like their history. So to
Mhm.
have this pull on the heartstrings of their misfortune and throw in the country's mascot in the middle of it. I mean, they're gonna have to make it like a super positive way. They're not gonna have Godzilla tramp around Hiroshima and kill more people. Maybe Godzilla's gonna come in and be their hero, and then all the Japanese are gonna rejoice, and that's how they rebuild Japan. Did I just solve this movie?
Maybe you did.
Not. I mean, dude, have you caught enough? Justin's our Godzilla expert, but wasn't Godzilla created from Hiroshima?
Radiation, right?
Yeah,
It's
the
from nuclear
radiation from the
testing.
bomb.
Uh, oh, maybe that's what they're trying to show here, huh?
Maybe. I think so. Yeah, he was 1954. Nuclear radiation, the nuclear bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Yeah. Godzilla was conceived as a metaphor for nuclear weapons. Others have suggested that Godzilla is a metaphor for the United States. Wouldn't that be
Makes
something
sense.
if the Japan gifted us a giant Godzilla statue, like the
Oh,
French did with
man.
the Statue of Liberty? Here you go,
That'd be-
America. Here you are, you assholes.
Yeah, we would love it though.
I would be like, dude, we got to go visit the Godzilla statue. I haven't seen Statue of Liberty, but Godzilla statue would be sweet.
Dude, that we talked about that Godzilla like theme park, man. We gotta go see that.
Oh, that would be so fun.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, this is a win for me. I'll watch anything Godzilla. Like, dude,
I know.
I put on Godzilla to fall asleep. So,
There you go.
but I saved my favorite trailer for last, and it was the official trailer for Twisted Metal,
Yeah, coming out,
like next
I
week.
guess, yeah, or when you're listening to this recording this week, the 27th
Hell yeah.
of July. Forgot what month we're in.
It looks funny. It looks bloody.
Mhm.
It looks gory.
Mhm.
It's a mini series / TV series. It's got a Subaru. It has a professional wrestler. It has Captain America. It has Will Arnett. And who's the other guy? It wasn't Jackie Early. What was Jackie Early? Oh, he was in that Nick Cage movie. Who's the other guy?
Like one of the the general guy? Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
not Ron
Oh,
Perlman.
Thomas Jane. No, is it Thomas Jane Church? Is that who?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
him.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some big actors. Oh, dude. Nev Campbell.
Oh yeah, dude. There's all kinds of people that I didn't even realize that were in this.
It's
But
gonna
it
be
looks
awesome.
It looks good. Yeah.
Thomas Hayden Church. You're right. So Sandman
Thomas
from
Hayden Church. Yes.
yeah.
Sandman.
So yeah, dude, I'm
Mhm.
in. July 27th, and all episodes, I guess, set to air on
Oh,
Peacock July 27th. So
I hope so, man. I love when I can just blitz through it.
I think it's gonna be a hit, dude. I mean, they did
I
Sweet
hope
Tooth some
so.
justice, which is awesome. So I'm all for this. Yeah. Well, Peter, it's been a couple weeks, and we definitely have some news. The news is, what the hell are we going to talk about?
Dude, you know, I guess some big stuff happened, but at the same time, not that much news because of probably this, right? So the biggest thing, let's just I think let's get that out of the way first, is now SAG has gone on strike, right? So the actors are on strike with the writers. And I think that pretty much just shuts down like everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can't get the writers to write or the actors to act, what are you going to do? Just chat GPT it and have some AI actors? Oh, wait, that's what they're striking against.
Yeah. Well, that's part of it. Also, just better wages. Like, I don't know, man. Like, obviously, like these A-listers, they're not, well, they make their money. But these people are just like standard actors, dude. You know, they're just like doing extra work, you know, on
Hallmark
sitcoms
movies.
and yeah, like all this stuff. Like, dude, they're not making that much money. Like
No.
these extras and stuff, they're not making that much money, or even if they have a couple lines or whatever. You know, and they're only working for what, X amount of time, and then hopefully they get another gig. Like it's a tough job, and I don't blame them for striking, but again, this goes right back to the studios. Like, they are just so adamant to not give them what they want. And now we got Deadpool 3 has to stop filming.
Right after they dropped some bombshell freaking news to us about
I
Deadpool 3.
know. Isn't that was just a devastation? Like, you're seeing all this kick-ass stuff that's like, dude, look how cool Deadpool 3 is gonna be. And then you get this, like, oh well, we stopped now. So who knows when this will come out? Like, it just sucks. So I guess since we're there, what did Deadpool 3 release, Ryan?
Well, okay, let's put this into context. Like, I saw rumblings on Twitter and this is my side of the story. If you have a side as well, like, feel free. And then usually the only time Nikki's husband Nate, you know him, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know her.
Anytime he just chimes in a group chat, he's usually wrong. Like, the last one was him trying to tell me that Michael Keaton was Thomas Wayne in The Flash, not Bruce Wayne. And I was like, no, dude, you are absolutely wrong. And this is all the reasons why you're wrong. So, Nate, you're wrong. But this
Nikki, get your husband in line.
This is why you watch the end credit scenes, Nate. But Nate was right this time. He showed us a photo of what seems to be Ryan Reynolds in a very bright red Deadpool suit, and what seemed to be it looked like a very Photoshop Hugh Jackman in a yellow and blue Wolverine suit. And I was like, that's fake. That's fake. That has to be fake. And then sure enough, it's real. There's other screen grabs. There's photos of it. So they are finally putting Wolverine in his X-Men 92 Jim Lee Berserker outfit. I think it's called the Berserker outfit. Looks good. Hugh Jackman looks good as a true Wolverine. I wish it was a little bit more comic accurate. Like, I want a red belt. I don't understand why these movies don't give our superheroes their underwear. And the sleeves bug me, but there's a reason why he was wearing sleeves, and then we still don't see a mask or a helmet.
I think that's the biggest thing to me is, like, are we gonna see that mask on him? Which, I mean, we're already seeing, you know, like the makings of one, like in the was it that was the Wolverine, right? In the
Right
end
in
credit
this,
scene.
like, it was in the
Like in a
I like how an
briefcase and
end
stuff.
credit scene was a suit reveal.
Yeah, it was still
That
pretty cool.
I mean, like, dude, that's how iconic that suit is. Like, I don't understand. We've gone through 2 decades of X-Men content, live action X-Men content with the same character, and we still haven't seen him in his true suit.
Yeah, I mean, really, have we seen anyone in their true suits though?
Yeah, dude, we saw X-Men First Class.
Well, I guess, yeah, like they kind of did like the whole, hey, because the original ones were very like, hey, they weren't different, right? It was
Right.
basically, hey, we're all kind of similar. We have a uniform. So I guess that's kind of true.
Who else? Jubilee was in one. Magneto was in one. We saw Professor X in multiple comic accurate baldness. The Blob. Um, I mean, Fox really screwed up X-Men by not giving us that stuff, but they. Okay, did you see this in the images? Did you see where they were fighting?
Yeah, well, I saw the video.
Did you notice something big in the background?
No.
They're fighting behind the giant 21st Century Fox logo.
That's awesome.
And when I'm reading more and more, I'm hearing original actors from the Fox X-Men movies are going to be in this. Like Famke Jensen is going to fight Wanda. She's gonna fight the Olsen, the hot Olsen sister. What's her name?
You mean
Elizabeth Olsen? Sorry. Rumor has it the bad guy of this is Magneto, and it's based off House of X, where House of X, the X-Men actually join up with Magneto, and apparently Deadpool is set out to stop all that. In doing so, this might be the way of Disney just writing off the Fox X-Men. I heard both Gambits are going to be in it. The Channing Tatum version we haven't seen yet, and the other guy, forgot his name, the John Carter guy.
Yeah.
What's his real name?
Taylor
something.
Yeah, I'm curious about like how much is actually in there. So I just saw something today with the posting of people, and the one that stood out to me that I did not see before or knew was involved with this was Jennifer Gardner as Elektra.
Yes. So, dude, do we get Ben Affleck as fucking Daredevil?
Dude, I hope so. That was the first thing that came to mind was like, would he come back and do a Daredevil thing? Because that would be awesome. But like, isn't like all these things that you're saying, like it just sounds a lot like what happened in the Flash. It sounds like there's gonna be quick flashes, there's gonna be some maybe quick interactions, but these are gonna be quick glimpses of these people. It'll still be really cool to see. But that's just kind of what it. You think it's gonna be more? I mean, let's hope it's more.
I hope so, because I mean, how do you write like Deadpool as his own character without putting him? Maybe this is their way of putting him in the MCU universe and getting him out of the rest of the universe, because now Disney owns all that. So the way the Flash did it wrong was they basically did CGI quick flashes of each one of these characters. There was no interaction with the Flash and these like other characters besides the Batmans and Wonder Woman. But like the Christopher Reeves Superman, like it was just like, here he is in the background. Same thing with the Supergirl, same thing with the Nick Cage, same thing with Adam West. Like all those little cameos that were talked about were done so bad. However, if Deadpool does this right, they actually write them into the story. And what I'm hearing is Magneto, how am I forgetting his name? Ian McKellen's Magneto is the main villain of this, and like he's fighting off all these old X-Men. This might be the greatest X-Men movie ever.
Dude, this could be. I mean, if they can do this and actually get all those people together and afford it somehow, like yeah, it will be, I think, pretty amazing. But oh man, at the same time though, dude, like I almost like Deadpool's done so well with less, right? Like I'd love, like they've had those cameos in Deadpool 2, but like less was more for those movies. Like it made it, I think, actually better. So I mean, I love the idea that like if they actually kind of bring them into the story, but at the same time, like you gotta be very careful with that. And I think Ryan Reynolds knows enough about this and will stay true to the story that I think it's in good hands. But it does make it tough when you try to bring in that many characters, right? These are kind of, well, they're not really brand new characters, but it's just tough when you have so many different characters.
Think about like, if they had both the Mystiques in this, oh my gosh, that'd be funny. Yeah, okay. I mean, maybe we're just fanboying right now, and this might be the biggest fan service Disney gives us is Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
The fact
The
this is
fact,
being
dude,
made under a Disney title,
yeah, and the fact that that's really fighting next to like the 20th century, like, dude, like that just tells me, like, dude, they're staying true to what they have done, and I love that. And that's why it's just a bummer. Like, I hope the stopping of this film does not hinder it, because I think sometimes this can either like maybe potentially make the film better because now, like, oh, they get to tweak more, or it makes it worse because now it's more like we're sucking it up, right? Or they forgot where they were, or maybe too many tweaks are happening, right? I don't know, man. Just
this
anytime
movie's
you have
been
to stop
tweaked for
filming, I think
years,
it's
dude.
bad. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, and
That's true.
that's a big problem. Is I guess you outlined it in the last episode. Is the writers are upset because like they'll write something and they'll make their edits mid movie, and it's not the writer's vision of the movie, and it sometimes that's how a lot of bad movies are made.
And even better movies, so
Justice League. And then you know what the other sad thing about the writer strike is not only does this further delay movies, this just puts Spawn in the trash. Like, I don't know if this movie's ever gonna come out, dude. Okay, I did hear good news that Jamie Foxx is recovering pretty well and getting ready for his role, so maybe this allows him more time to come back. And
did he finish what he was working on?
Probably not, because they stopped it.
That like happened on set, I think. So, but that's good that he's recovering. That it sounds like he's intending to return to work. So,
I want the first piece of news, like when this strike is done and over with, is Spawn is in production.
That's the way to break it right there.
Yeah, and people would be like, "What movie? Spawn and Shadow Man and the Shadow, and what's the other movie? Dark Man." Like those 90s movies. Oh, that should have a resurgence. That'd be so cool. Peter, you have this on casting. I think this is right up your alley. Superman Legacy?
Yeah, a big announcement from DC, which again, I think they just let all their DC films that are like already kind of finished. Like, let's just try to capitalize on them. But this is really where it's gonna start, I think, and it's Superman Legacy. And we talked about that last week. They cast their Superman and Lois, right? Which I already forgot their names. Whoever they are,
Marvelous Miss Maisel and a younger Henry Cavill.
Exactly. And now they're adding some more casting or some more talent, which I think the biggest thing, which I love this part, is Nathan Fillion is going to be the Green Lantern, which he's going to be playing the Guy Gardner Green Lantern. So if you're familiar with Green Lantern characters,
I am
so
not.
He's not the same one that Ryan Reynolds played. So this is a different one.
What's his name? Hal Carter or something?
Hal Jordan was that one.
Hal Jordan.
And I think that's the one that probably most people are familiar with. But there was I already forgot his name. Gardner was another one, a little bit more what's the right term? Kind of edgy. Nathan Fillion, though, which I think he's done the voice of Green Lantern in some of the DC animated. Dude, he's so good at it. So I love that he got cast as that. Isabella Mercedes. Is that right? Mercedes?
Mercedes? I think it's Mercedes.
Is it?
Let's see.
You just say that Mercedes. I feel like there should be another E.
I feel like there should be another E.
Yeah, but she's gonna be a hot girl.
Yeah, her name is Isabella Market. Right. Dora the Explorer is gonna be hot girl.
Yeah, and she's tiny, but I think she's fierce. So I like that.
Well, she's a tiny little Mexican girl who played Dora. Yeah, she's fierce.
And then who was the last guy? The last guy too was good too. It is Eddie Gathigi. Man, what's up with these names? Jeez. But he's gonna be Mr. Terrific.
Who's the other Black Lantern? The Green Lantern, but he's black. Isn't it Jonathan Stewart? Isn't that his name? That's true.
Is it? I think it is Jonathan something. I don't know, dude. There's so many different ones. Oh yeah, it is John Stewart. Yeah, you're right. Good job.
Dude, if there's anything that James Gunn can do very well, I think it's a Green Lantern movie.
Well, they're doing a series, aren't they?
Yes, they are. But dude, just hearing you talk about him bringing Nathan Fillion, he could find a real dude, the guy who was in Suicide Squad, he could be a great John Stewart. And then you cast Ryan Reynolds as Hal Jordan again. Ryan Reynolds and James Gunn would be phenomenal together, dude.
I agree.
That would be one hell of a casting for the DCU. And I want to get into the DCU later on in recommendations. Believe it or not, it's tied to a recommendation.
Nice. But I mean, I like this casting. I like who they're going to portray because James Gunn is branching out and introducing us to like new characters that we're not as familiar with. And I think that's awesome.
I like that. That's a power move on DC right now where Marvel's doing it and we're like,
yeah, it is weird. It is weird.
We're like the new Avengers, cool, I guess.
Yeah. But it's also kind of cool too, is that this is going to be in Superman Legacy, where like it seems like, all right, this is going to be bigger than what we thought initially. I thought this would be a little bit more like it's just about Superman and Lois, right? But this seems a lot bigger than what at least I initially thought, which I think is kind of cool too. So we've already seen we already seen Superman and the toned down, like you gotta bring more to the table now.
You know what kind of sucks if you think about it? You said it during our talk about Deadpool. We're getting all these announcements, but everything is paused.
Yeah, we're getting these announcements, but we're gonna wait a very long time to see it. Oh man,
this is where Todd McFarlane should start really promoting Spawn, because there's no timetable.
I want him to come out and be like, "Oh man, dude, we were set to go into production, but now these strikes are, it's not gonna happen. It's gonna."
Jamie Foxx was ready to go. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's so crazy. And then the strike happened. Dang it,
you guys. I guess we're gonna wait till 2027.
More news to come.
Definitely, probably, maybe in production.
Exactly.
That was the dumbest announcement. It's definitely probably on the timetable of potential releases for the writers to write before we get into production.
And then we'll have some actors to star. Probably.
This one's quick. Peter, Alamo Drafthouse. Ups president Michael Kusterman to CEO as Shelley Taylor retires. The reason I wanted to bring this up is Shelley Taylor made Alamo what it is right now. And she came from Starbucks background. This is why I want to bring this up. Don't fuck up my Alamo Drafthouse like you guys did with my Cinnabar. Because you have a good thing going on right now. And the last time I was there yesterday to watch Mission Impossible, I was wearing my Thrice shirt, and the bartender was my best friend because of it.
Nice.
And
did he say play Thrice?
Oh, dude, he lost his mind when I walked in. Jeremy was sitting there and he goes, "Oh my god, dude, thrice?" I was like, "Yes, oh my god, thrice." And we like thriced out. And he was like, "Dude, people just don't get it." And I was like, "I know." And you can't explain it because there's like generations of thrice music that you have to like tailor to each person you talk. We went down the rabbit hole.
Nice.
So keep that man employed. Alamo Draft
Awesome.
House. We might have
Nice.
a best friend / bartender for Alamo Draft House. So
Cool.
if you got a thrice shirt, wear it next time.
Awesome. Will do.
Any other news, Peter?
It's time for our future presentation.
Boom. Reviews. Hey, I just thought about something.
What's that?
Is professional wrestling affected by the Screen Actors Guild and the Writers Guild?
Potentially.
They
I mean,
a
they
bunch of
have writers, but
writers and stories, and they are actors.
yeah.
Wait, does this mean The Rock has more free time to come back to wrestling?
Well, if they're not, maybe.
Whoa, cool.
No,
All
he's
right.
gonna focus on the XFL.
No, he needs to.
Yeah. It wasn't that bad. I think
He needs to because it's not that bad. It should. I think it should survive.
exactly. I hope it does. I mean, dude, they got some of those guys to come to the NFL because they did so good. So
Yeah, Ben DiNucci is our 4th string quarterback.
there you go. We'll see if he gets if he stays.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go first, Ryan, if that's okay with you.
100%.
All right. It's been a while, and this also took me a bit to finish too.
Did it take all 3 weeks for you to finish this movie?
No, dude, I was ready to go after July 4th. I think I might have finished it on that day, but it took me a while though. I watched Orca. This is from 1977, and this is the Jaws, the killer whale of Jaws movies, basically. So, it's killer whales, and don't piss them off because they're very smart, and we don't know enough about them, but they will seek vengeance. And so I don't know any of these actors are in it, so I'm really not going to go into detail on that. I thought everyone, for 1977 did a decent job of acting and everything. I mean, it's 1977. It looked like 1977 filmmaking.
I love that.
Yeah. But I'll say this. I thought they actually did a decent job at the Orca that they created. They also did a lot of mixing it with real footage, but and I think they obviously went to SeaWorld a lot because there's a lot of tricks involved with this, which I'll get into. So, all right. They're off of, I don't know, some coast and a fisherman village, and this movie starts off with just like Jaws, not the same music, but like someone's scuba diving in the water, and something's coming up behind him and everything. And then you see the great white, and it's coming up, and it looks like it's gonna get him. And then, bam, Orca gets him.
How do you miss an orca in the ocean?
I don't know, but they're very sneaky. But the fact that I just loved, dude, it's just straight up you thought great whites were bad? Nuh-uh. Killer whales are, and they'll kick the shit out of your great whites. And that was the first part. Dude, just it takes a chunk out of this great white. You see the great white die, and then Orca. And then there's a lot of voiceover work. There's this scientist girl, and she is just saying how oh man, orcas, we don't know that much about them, but they're extremely intelligent. They communicate with one another. they even showed like when baby orcas are really small, they even have like hands. It's really weird. I don't know how much of this is true. They could have made all this up, but I'm believing all of it. Um, and basically just like, you know, they travel in pods, right? Like, right, they have like families, they all go together. And um and so I don't know why this is uh I guess, and they also went into like they feel right. They're very emotionally like they're attached and everything, and then so you just we don't know enough, so we need to be careful with these orcas.
I don't know
And
shit about orcas though, and
well,
I
watch
feel
this
like
movie.
I feel like they're deadly.
Oh yeah, they're. I mean, hence the nickname. But if you watch this movie, you'll learn everything you need to know. Um,
Just like
and
Monster in the Closet.
that's right. That's right. So for what this girl that's like loves orcas and like you would think like doesn't want them killed, like is telling like this like fisherman guy, and I really don't quite understand the relationship. And then somehow he gets in his head like I'm gonna go and capture one of these. It might be for like the purpose of like we're gonna capture one so that maybe you can study it, or we're gonna give it to SeaWorld. Something like that. I don't know.
Well, that pisses off orcas because they don't like SeaWorld.
That's absolutely they hate it, and they tell those trainers how they feel. Um, and so he goes off and he's gonna capture one of these, and like the lady's like, you need to be very careful. You're probably gonna kill one. Like, nah, I'm too good for that shit. He goes and shoots this big old harpoon. He misses the male. That's who he was after. And so it puts a little nick in the guy's in the fin of the male, and it gets the female one.
Fuck, he pissed him off.
Oh, dude, tell me about it. Wait, it gets worse. Cranks the killer whale up on his boat. I don't know what he's gonna do, what the plan is here that he's gonna do. Like the whole time, this thing is just screaming, which is really pretty sad, right? And then all of a sudden, a baby falls out of the orca.
Oh no!
Yeah, dude, straight up just had an abortion right then and there. Everyone's just like in shock, and the captain's like, "Oh fuck!" And he just like, "We gotta get this off our ship." He just sprays like the fetus, the dead fetus, off the ship into the ocean. And then they cut to like the male orca, and you just like they do this quite often actually throughout it. Like they do all these close up to the eye of it, which I mean, if you ever see the eye of an orca, like it's kind of scary looking and also sad at the same time, and evil. It's all those things all mixed together, and it just shows like, oh man, like you just like you took away his wife and kid, man. Like you just pissed this guy off, and that is the setup of this movie. And the rest of the time, it's this orca that is trying to kill this captain. He always knows where he is. He knows how to break gas lines and burn down a whole town. He knows how to find the where this guy, the captain, lives, and which, by the way, like he knows like this orca, like there's like these Indian people like telling him like, dude, like you upset the orca, like the spirits, and like the only way like how we used to do this, we used to sacrifice things. He's like, but you can't do that. You just need to go fight this guy. You need to go fight the orca. And so he knows this, and the captain's like very concerned, and he doesn't want to go out. Orca's breaking ships and everything that's in the harbor. I mean, this is all like I'm giving you all the highlights, right? This plays out though. There's a lot of like scenes where they're talking, and usually I tuned out when they're talking. And then he finds like where the guy is located, like his house, which is over the ocean. I mean, come on, you know a killer whale's trying to come and get you, and he's living over the ocean. And so the killer whale breaks down like all like the beams that are holding up in place, and so his whole house like goes in the water. And after each time like the orca does this, blows up something or breaks something, he does a flip out of the water just to show how cool he is, and how happy he is that he's inflicting all this damage and pissing off the town and the captain because he wants his revenge. But like all these flips, these tricks that the Orcas could do, just really, for me, it just made me laugh every single time because it was just so like, you're trying to make this fish, this I guess it's a mammal, like so evil, yet it would do an evil thing and then do a trick. It really takes it away that he's so evil, because you're just like, oh, that was a good flip, nice job.
So could you imagine if Jaws was doing tricks afterwards?
Exactly, man, exactly. Wouldn't it be as intimidating, right? So
Willie just got his kills on and decided to do acrobatics.
Absolutely, just
that's why they captured his ass.
Yeah, he's showing off too much. So Captain says enough is enough, and I'm just recapping this whole movie because I feel like it's worth it. This is similar to Monster in the Closet, and so enough's enough. I'm gonna go and fight that orca. There's this, I can't do anything about it. I need to go do it. I destroyed half the town, and they're all upset with me. I'm gonna go out there, and I'm just gonna go fight him. And I'm just gonna go fight him. Yep, that's like the last half an hour. And again, so this is back to the scientist chick who's like, oh man, like, these orcas are so precious and everything. They're so intelligent. And she's just like, I'm gonna come with you. So she's out there with them, which, like, he straight up says, like, this is not gonna end well. Like, I gotta, like, one of us is gonna die, basically. And she's like, well, I better capture this and have documentation. So she goes out with them.
For the gram.
Yeah. And this is where I'll kind of stop. But, I mean, there's an epic finale, a big showdown between the two. And it... No, fuck it, I'm just going to tell you how it ends. Like... Some of the deaths like that were actually pretty cool. Like, there's like the fish just jumping out and like getting people like off the ship and everything. It was pretty good. How he kills the captain, like, the orca wins, by the way. He is the hero. He's not the bad guy.
So there can be an Orca 2.
Oh, and there is. And I need to get it.
Okay. I'm on it.
And okay. And so there's an epic battle, and they're like in like by an iceberg and everything, and the captain falls in the water, and once you're in the water, dude, you're fucked, right? You're not gonna
naturally
beat an orca. Yeah, but how do you want to guess how the orca killed the guy? All right,
eating him would be too easy.
Yeah, not that's not clever enough. And not taking him down to the bottom of the water. That's also that's too easy as well, right?
Are orcas as like sexually aggressive as dolphins?
Now that would be a good one. No,
lit him on fire somehow.
Oh, that would have been good too. But no, he like does a little circling around, and how he does like a catapult of this guy with his tail. Slams him against the iceberg.
So now he's just getting flashy with the kills.
Yeah, another trick for you. Waving goodbye. Oh man.
Oh, shit. Dude, okay. Okay, do you recommend this movie to watch?
Yeah, I think yeah, I do. It took me a while. I kept on falling asleep. The dialogue parts of it are slow, and like it didn't keep me invested with that, but it is still like kind of funny. And I think if you get someone else to watch this so that you can just make fun of it, you'll love it, and it's highly entertaining. And then just any part with the orca itself is hilarious. So yes, I do recommend it for those parts.
See, this is how I'd want to watch that movie, is with someone who is a C movie enthusiast such as yourself, and to make fun of the Orca killing scenes and how he does it and how he celebrates too.
Oh yeah.
I see that this movie did okay in the box office because of Jaws. So they were totally B movie, dude. B movie.
Total knockoff, man.
Yep.
Absolutely. So they capitalized on that, and they knew it. Like I said, dude, how it starts off, man, they absolutely knew it, and it's hilarious. So,
was there any chance that Free Willy is a sequel to this?
no, because this Orca is way cooler than Free Willy.
Dude, there should be like Disney should find a way to like get this franchise and tie Free Willy to Orca and then make a sequel where, since they freed Willy, now he's this killer Orca going out and killing people in his stylistic ways.
Yeah, they should. They really do. And maybe that's the way that you should think about this, is that Free Willy came first, he escaped, and he gets a family, and this is like his revenge movie, you know? Like he's like, all right, you've captured me once, and now you took my family. It's on.
Dude, I'm sorry, they've made multiple Free Willies. How many times you got to free this thing?
Dude, there's so many, but I don't think it's the same one. That'd be a really dumb fish if it's the same one.
It's not this Orca. This Orca is slapping you on icebergs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Peter, I'm glad you find movies like this, because it just, it brings life to like, I haven't watched Monsters in the Closet yet, but that's up there for me just based off your review of Monster in the Closet, because now I want to burn my closets down. I got 2 here. That's twice the burning.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
You said this took you a couple times to watch. How many times did it take you to finish it?
It took me I don't know. It probably took me a full week. Again, I was turning it on at night and I'd fall asleep like instant. As soon as there wasn't action on the screen, I was out. So
those 70s movies, dude, they're like dialogue, just so soothing.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
It's just a different vibe, and it's not captivating, right? Dang, I might be confused. That I thought there was a sequel to Orca, but this Return of the Orca is actually rebuilding Orca from the boat from Jaws. So
Orca was also a play on the Jaws boat.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to dig into this a little bit more, because I really hope there's a sequel, because it deserves one.
Yeah. I'm kind of recapping up on the movie I watched as well, because I was just thinking about this one had a lot of delay issues. No orcas. Peter, I'm gonna give Orca. I think between your two, Orca's right up there, but Monster in the Closet is the number one next watch.
Yes, I do highly recommend that one. It is a lot of fun, and I'm just kind of sad because it looks like there is no sequel to Orca. So
I think that's a bummer. Orca 2 when Willy was freed.
Was freed.
Oh, dude, and let's go back to our boy Nick Cage.
Oh, and he stars in it. Oh, he's grown up now.
He's all grown up now, and he has these flashback memories of freeing this Orca. And there's news reports about this Orca destroying submarines going to the Titanic. And he knows who stops it, so he knows how to stop the Orca. and this Orca goes on a mass killing spree. Brilliant, dude.
I like it.
We might have to just step in for the writer's strike time frame.
Dude, we got so many ideas, but I mean, how do we get paid if I don't know? That's the part I don't understand is like, what if I didn't want to be part of the union? Do I have to be? And I just accept what I get paid? You know, like I don't understand that part of it because
that is kind of the problem. Because if you think about it, like YouTube creators and content creators, are they part of it? And they could just release whatever they want whenever they want.
Yeah, I think they kind of fall under different titles. But maybe that's okay. So we'll write something and release it on YouTube. Boom.
and then when the writers come up with that same concept, we sue them for millions of dollars.
Damn straight.
And then we become writers, part of the guild.
And now we're on strike.
Full
circle.
How did you guys join the guild? We sued you guys, and then you guys just ended up paying us anyway. Yep. So thanks. We wrote Spawn. We
did it.
We wrote Vacation Rangers in Space. Earthworm Jim on a beach.
Man.
Peter, I watch a high profile movie. Well, okay, I was gonna do Transformers, but I think you and I should save it for when you record, when we record again. But I want to talk about Mission Impossible. This is Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. My big problem with this movie is, yes, I know it's a part 1 of a part 2, but you don't have to put it in the title because I already know that this movie's not going to finish. So
you don't like that?
No, not really, because I would like the surprise at the end. Yeah, I know they filmed this one and like don't categorize it as a part 1 and a part 2, especially in a already 7 movie series. Like this is Dead Reckoning, and then when it leaves at its ending where it's currently at, then you say Dead Reckoning Part 2 will be out July 2025 or 2024. I don't know.
So then, you add the parts later. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What I like about this Mission Impossible series is it has been its own universe longer than Fast and Furious, The Expendables, and it's just done its own thing, dude. It's never tied into anything else possible. It is Mission Impossible. It is the same story. It is Ethan Hunt running around, riding motorcycles, one big stunt, bunch of girls he doesn't hook up with. It's questionable if he does. He's always finding weird shit. There's deep fake stuff going on. And ultimately, why this movie is relevant is because this is totally why the actors are striking and why the writers are striking, because in this movie, Ethan Hunt is using deepfake to evade enemies. So he's on camera in the airport and he's using deepfake, live AI deepfake to hide his identity.
Oh, you're telling me they got rid of the masks?
Oh, no, they didn't. No, they still use masks.
Oh, okay.
So they use a combination of the masks, which, dude, I love how they do that. Just ripping off this practical mask. Mm-hmm. They do it a couple times in this movie, but they also use deepfake technology on the cameras. And they do it really well. Also, the movie is being rewritten as it progresses through the Entity. Now, the Entity was introduced in the previous Mission Impossible movie, which is like an AI-based like government. Let's compare it to God's Eye in Fast X. So ultimately, Ethan Hunt has to stop the Entity. But dude, this movie was just good old-fashioned cool, like car chase scenes, all that good stuff. Him running between. I mean, it's a Tom Cruise movie, so he's running.
He has to run.
He has to run. He has to ride a motorcycle. He has to find a way to jump off a cliff, even though that scene was absolutely unnecessary. But it was a big payoff. There's a train. I don't know how many trains spies are on. Jeremy even said it. He's like, "What's up with all these movies on trains?" I was like, "What was the other one?" He goes, Indiana Jones. So let me tell you,
Mission Impossible.
I watched this over in Mission Impossible. I watched this over Indiana Jones, and I'm glad I did because it was exciting. I heard Indiana Jones was just kind of meh.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. But what I do like about this one is, dude, your same characters: Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, Tom Cruise. They're the team that you need. They're IMF. Our government knows who they are. They know not to fuck with them, and the British does too. MI6 stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, like this story is being hashed out so well. And then you're getting great new additions to this. Like, dude, Vanessa Kirby. I think she was in the last one, but she's a good villain. You have Rebecca Ferguson, who was in Rogue Nation and Fallout, and then you have Peggy Carter, dude. Peggy Carter, when she's not Peggy Carter, she is such a great actress. And she's sexy too. That's the thing. Like, it wants to be James Bond, but it's not. You know, like James Bond, he totally hooked up with all the girls on the scene. Ethan Hunt is like, nope, I gotta finish the mission.
Yeah. That's impossible.
That's impossible. Carrie Eels was in it. Jeez. This movie had a lot of familiar faces in it. But do I recommend? I don't want to get too much into it because it is a part one of a part two, so it does leave at a cliffhanger. But the way that this kind of plays out, you're like, their goal is they have to get two parts of a key that connect to each other to unlock something that they don't know what unlocks, or they don't know where it's at, and only one person knows this piece of information. This other person so they're finding people to get this information while hunting down this key. Meanwhile, one is a thief, one is Ethan Hunt, and there's so many pawns in this play to figure out what this, even if there is a box or something, or they don't even know if it's a box, Peter. They're like, it just opens something. Like,
What's in the box?
There's this Soviet key where it's like two keys where they cross together and it makes one key, but there's so many copies of it, so you have to find the right copy that connects with this one key. The mission is fucking impossible.
Dude, this, like, I don't know. This sounds like it's turning into like a Uncharted movie or something like that. It sounds like Indiana Jones.
Oh my gosh, it does. Like this ancient Soviet Union key where they have to find out where it goes. It is totally Uncharted / Indiana Jones. Is Tom Cruise becoming Indiana Jones?
Dude, this is the real sequel to Indiana Jones.
Oh, it was fun. To put it in Evan's terms, it was a fun movie. I'm glad I watched it in theaters because I don't pay attention to movies as well as I do. I don't pay attention to movies at home as well as I do in movie theaters. And this is something I needed to pay attention to.
Yeah.
And
which, did you see Fallout in theaters?
Yes,
okay,
I did.
That's why you remember it, because, dude, I don't think I can recall anything that happened in Fallout, and I watched that at home.
That's the one with Henry Cavill, right?
I guess. I get it becomes a blur, honestly, at Ghost Protocol for me.
They reference Ghost Protocol as well in this. I need to watch Ghost Protocol because that's the one I forget.
Yeah, I think I've been meaning to, like, kind of rewatch all of them because I was, like, really into them, and I thought, like, Mission Impossible 3 was, like, fucking amazing because that was when, like, Philip Seymour Hoffman was the bad guy, and he was really cool.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, and then I Ghost Protocol, I don't know. That's when it started losing me, and I just don't know what was happening in any of them since then. So you're, like, saying, like, were you calling the Entity?
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that was in the last one, dude, I was like, what are you talking about?
I'll tell you, dude. There are some scenes in this movie that are very predictable. Since the entire movie is a chase scene, you get Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt, and you get let me get her name on here. Peggy Carter. Her name is Grace. She is a burglar. and you get them running away from this faction, and then you get them running away from this other one, and you get them running away. So it like they're still running away, but there's these groups circling around trying to capture them. Meanwhile, like the two Americans are always the ones that show up last, and they're like the ones out of breath, and they're like, oh man, wow, we just missed him by that much every single time. And you're like, dude, I don't need you guys to show up every single time last minute. Like, we know that you didn't get close. And I think at one point, even okay, his name is Degas, who is Jasper Briggs' partner. Those two are the ones that are always last on the scene. He asked him, he was like, what if he's right? And he's like, what do you mean, what if he's right? He's like, what if he's right about all this and why he's trying to save this key from the government this way, or this, or this enemy or this enemy? And he's like, no, we're right. And then he's like, wait, maybe he is. And then they have that one scene where they're just like, okay, yeah, kind of let him go, but we're still kind of chasing him. It's cliche. It's cliche.
Yeah.
So, a lot of same old, like Tom Cruise likes to do. Like, I swear 95% of the marketing of this movie was not about the plot of the movie or like telling us anything. It was mostly showing Tom Cruise drive a bike off a cliff.
Yep.
Which they did very well in that scene. And let me ask your opinion on this, Peter. Do you like movies where they fight on trains?
Oh, dude, it's one of my favorite things.
Okay, you would love this one then. You would love this one because Jeremy, he was like, I don't believe in train fighting scenes. I was like, yeah, I get it. You're like cart to cart, and then sometimes you jump up top, and then you have to like release a cart, and the throttle's stuck or someone's dead. All the above happens. I spoiled 9 different movies for you right there.
And then you guys gotta watch out for the tunnels and
the bridge,
the side things, like the poles that are going by. Like,
oh yeah, there was plenty of that in here.
Yeah, it's very scary, man.
And then the bridge is gonna blow up, so you have to like stop the train before it goes off. I will tell you, the scene where like the climax of the train and they're like crawling from cart to cart. There was a point where I was like, hey, you know what? They did the action in this pretty damn well. Like, this is believable that they would be in this kind of distress, going through these different carts and battling the different elements. Like, one was a kitchen, one was a diner, one was like the luggage, and they were just going through each one of those, battling those elements while these carts are just kind of like tossing off a cliff, and they're like, oh shit, this sorry, I spoiled that. But that's 9 different train movies. I'm sorry.
That's awesome. So, I mean, with how it ended, I mean, did it leave you like, oh man, I can't wait for the next one?
Yes. You know why?
Why?
Because I knew it was going to finish a certain way. I knew it was going to leave us to the next part 2, and they didn't end it with an extra credit scene. They ended the movie.
Oh,
wait till next year.
Yeah, they never did extra scenes or anything. So,
well, let me do my comparison. Fast X is a part 1 of a part 2. And they left it so ambiguous where I'm just like, I don't know if I need to finish this part of the story. And then they threw in like 2 extra credit scenes, and you're like, okay, well, now that's how you set up the other one. Now I have to expect The Rock's going to be in there and Wonder Woman. Okay, cool. But Mission Impossible like left it like, all right, here you go. See you next year. It was a well thought out movie, and I'm glad it had its delays because of the pandemic and Tom Cruise being Tom Cruise and yelling at his staff and all that good stuff. So, June.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it before, but I mean, I feel like I like Tom Cruise, and I think how much he loves the film, just films in general. Like, I saw something, he was like, he was promoting Barbie, even though his movie's coming out. Like, dude, the guy just wants people to go to movie theaters, watch any film. Like, yeah, he just loves the film industry, and like that part just kind of like way to go, Tom. Like it doesn't matter who it is, he just wants to support that. So I think that's kind of cool of him.
Very well put. He said Alamo does a nice like promo before the movie. Besides the same Nicole Kidman thing that AMC does, and there was a very tired Tom Cruise with Christopher McGuire. I think it's McGuire as his friend and director. Tom Cruise looked tired, but he said, "Hey, I just want to say thank you, like, to coming out to the movie theaters to watch our films. That's important." And like you could tell it's genuine with Tom Cruise. He may be like, some weird scientist like Jules kind of alien where you don't know what he does off screen and the government has to find him and eat apples. But
who knows what's in his backyard.
yeah. But when he's on screen, he loves to sell his craft. And I mean, if you told Tom Cruise like, hey, can you go tell the public to watch Orca, he would sell that movie like nobody's business.
Absolutely.
But not as good as you, Peter.
Oh, dude. Even though I told you everything, but it is fantastic. I think knowing what's going to come makes you want to watch this film. So
I would recommend. I mean, okay, Peter. I liked seeing this in the theater because it made me pay attention, but I think you'll enjoy it at home.
Good, because that's where I'll probably watch it. And I think I need to go back and, dude,
watch the last two. It's worth it.
Yeah, I might need to start like a Ghost Protocol because I feel like that's when it really started to like kind of blend together, right? Where they're taking all these concepts from the previous ones and adding them in. So I think that's where I have to start.
Well, I just recommend it.
Okay.
Oh, filming was suspended in July due to the 2023 SAG AFTRA strikes. So we might get a delay in Dead Reckoning Part 2.
I bet Tom Cruise is so pissed. I bet he's probably telling all his studios to pay them.
Dude, he has to be the most pissed off actor right now. Like the pandemic, he pissed him off. Like, yeah, poor Tom. I say poor Tom, but I don't mean it. Anyway, yeah. Peter, all right, that's Mission Impossible 17 Dead Reckoning Part 1 of Part 2 starring Tom Cruise.
Nice. And who knows when we'll get Part 2. I almost hope this be a little bit of push, but the first one came out in 96. Dude, we're almost coming up on 30 years.
Holy shit.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? We're like 3 years away from it, but that'd be a little bit too long to wait for the Part 2, right? So
he can knock out one next year and then do a final one 30 years later. Like,
you think like this is supposed to be it though? Like this is the finale, right?
I don't know, dude. They said that about Fast and Furious like 10 times.
That's true.
Expendables. I saw a trailer for Expendables and I was like, what fucking movie is this? Oh wait, this is Expendables. This looks terrible.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will see it at some point.
You know what we have to get into?
Yeah. Yes! Yes! Oh! 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 Yeah. Oh, God. Oh.
I'll have what she's having.
You should.
That's right.
Oh, there's the mermaid picture.
What'd you find?
Your post.
Oh, yeah. I also put the one from us with the security guards. They need love too.
What do I do with this? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. A nuisance is what we are.
Good times.
Right, Peter. What do you recommend?
I've been watching the Quarterback series, the docu-series on Netflix following Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota over the 2022 season, NFL season. And,
I too have been watching the Muppets.
He's very much a Muppet, but
doesn't he sound like Kermit like 100%?
Oh, absolutely. Way to go, dog. Or sorry,
Like-
I did not do a Kermit at all, but hey, good job, dog.
That was a good Kermit.
Thank
Or
you.
Pat Mahomes. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Close your eyes, man. You can't tell. But dude, are you loving it? I'm loving it.
I haven't watched it actually.
Oh, I thought you said you did watch it.
No, I was watching the Muppets.
Oh, okay. So you were lying about that. Dude, it is. I like it because you get to see a whole new like aspect of it, of the game of football, and just what these guys have to do to prep for this and to make it through a season, dude. These guys are getting beat up every single week, and the preparation that goes into it, like, dude, I just watched an episode where like they're talking about like the plays they have to spew out and they have to know what each meaning is, and then every single week, it's a whole new play calling scheme, like it's a whole new book, and they have to go and like memorize this and learn it, and it is just nuts what they have to do, plus all the conditioning and just trying to make sure your body's not gonna just like betray
apart.
you.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It is pretty interesting, and then also just what happens during the games, where these defenders are just annihilating them.
Dude, they have to put new rules into place because of how the defense finds their ways around the current rules to
Mhm.
destroy the offense.
Yeah.
Like if you went back and watched 90s style football and you watch the way that they tackled, that would kill people today based off the strength and conditioning of the current players.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they had to change it because usually someone gets hurt and they got to change how they do it. And quarterback is really important, and you don't want to just hit a defenseless player. And that's the other thing, dude. These guys are still getting rocked because, dude, they hang in the pocket, man. They just, like they're so competitive, and that's the other aspect of it. And like, I don't know, the series is just cool, and you get to see what drives them and their lives, and what else they do. It's I don't know, I like it. It's getting me pumped for the new season of NFL and can't wait, so I recommend it.
I will start watching it. This is the second time it's been recommended to me today. Peter, you know what I recommend?
What's that?
I'm going to tell you. Oh, damn it.
Something about DC, I think.
Dude, okay. So when I work, I listen to podcasts, especially ours, but I listen to the Journal, right? Wall
Uh-huh.
Street Journal.
Yeah.
15 minutes each time. They're fun. But they did a 4-part series called With Great Power. Part 1 is origin story. Part 2 is some assembly required. Part 3 is it's all connected, and part 4 is endgame. This is the story of how basically Marvel was brought out from bankruptcy to the powerhouse that it is with Marvel Studios. Super interesting because you get to hear the origins of Spider-Man, and why it relates is we did that panel with Sam Raimi, and a lot of Sam Raimi's words and his the way that he made that movie and how they describe like the production of it. It's really good for people who are interested in movies and why we watch Marvel movies. And the reason it relates to DC is they really break it down why Marvel was successful during this time and DC wasn't. And the reason, spoiler alert, is because Disney created Marvel Studios. So Marvel Studios had the freedom to do what they wanted. They didn't have to report back to Disney. As DC ECU, everything had to run back to the ups in Warner Brothers and Discovery now for any sort of approval. So and it wasn't made for the fans, it was made for the shareholders and the executives. They announced the Justice League and the movies surrounding it during a shareholder meeting, not a Comic-Con like Marvel did. So very interesting to listen to. And then, dude, I have another podcast I've been listening to. Do you know who Rich Glassman is?
It sounds familiar, but no. Tell me who.
He is a comedian. His podcast is called Take Off Your Shoes with Rick Glassman. I'm sorry. And dude, he just basically does a impromptu interview with celebrities or musicians. Like I was listening to the one with Brian Callen, Paul Walter Hauser, which was really interesting because he got a role in like he was reading his emails and they hired him for a role that they were talking about, and you got to see his reaction. um yeah, Chris D'Elia's on there. Bert Krishner was really good. Harry Mack is the one that got me watching it or listening to it, and I think he was in that movie or that show Undated. Oh dude, he played Harold Ramis in the Harold Ramis movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The Harold Ramis movie. What?
What's Rick?
Ghostbusters?
No, hold on. He played here we go. He played the role of Harold Ramis in the film A Futile and Stupid Jester.
Huh.
It's a 2018 biographical comedy drama based on John Carp's book of the same title. Film stars Will Forte as Douglas Kennedy and The Rise of National Lampoon. Oh, it's the National Lampoon one.
Okay. I've had seen that. Okay, now I know what you're talking about.
Wait, you and I watched this one. I remember watching this too, but he played Harold Ramis in there as well.
Yeah, when they were doing like Animal House and all that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Cool.
dude, he's a good podcaster, good interviewer.
Nice.
Very, very like keeps you going on each episode. And dude, they're like 2 hours long. I don't know who else records like almost 2 hour long episodes that just keep you captivated for an hour and 51 minutes.
Probably the number one podcast in the universe is my guess.
Yeah, so yeah, listen to us first and then them.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what was the last one with the comedian?
Huh? The movie?
No, the podcast comedian you just recommended.
Take Your Shoes Off.
Take Your Shoes Off. Okay, because I took I already put on the Marvel stuff from the journal. And I
Bill
will have
Burr.
to check this one out.
And dude, you'll laugh because like you and I record podcasts and you and I do, a little on the production side, you more so, but the intro of each one of these is so funny because he like sits them down in front of the mic and just walks away from them and talks to him in the background, and they're like, should I not put my feet on here? And he's like, yeah, don't do that. That's fucked up. I don't want my coffee table messed up. Like he'll talk to him that way. Dude, it's so funny. Like each intro and the way he like cuts away and like ADD just distracts him. Oh man, it's funny. It's a funny because dude, it kind of catches you off guard. You think it's like an interview, and then he's like, yeah, but like you need acting classes. I mean, like that's what it is. You just need acting classes. And the guy's like, no, I don't. He goes, maybe you just have like a time commitment problem. Dude, who was it? It was that fucking dorky guy from who does like the weird comedy skits. What's his name? He's a YouTube star, dude. He's one to check out. Let me see if I could find him real quick. If not, I'll talk about putting it on the social medias, but if not, probably not. Trevor,
dude, I don't know YouTube.
Trevor Wallace.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
And actually, I'm gonna send that one to you right now. Once you see his face, you'll be like, "Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about." So,
right. And look, they got some big names on here, and it's cool. I'm into it. Oh yeah, I know that. I know that face.
His episode's really good, dude. It's really good.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Zach Braff, he does one with Zach Braff, Ben Shorts. Oh,
Nice.
I haven't seen these ones. I'm gonna catch up on these. The one that was really kind of eye-opening was Chris D'Elia, because he starts breaking down like Chris D'Elia going to therapy after he was canceled and all the shit that he was going through. And Chris D'Elia talks about it, dude. And you could see the humane side of Chris D'Elia. It's kind of crazy. So
That's cool.
And he just lets him talk. Yeah. So
yeah, I'm in.
I'm in.
Thanks. That's some good recommendations.
You're gonna love that Wall Street Journal one, dude, because you're gonna learn so much more about like you'll have those aha moments about Bob Iger and what's his name, Ari Avad, who did the Spider-Man. He's the one who saved Marvel basically. And
was he a producer for Spider-Man?
Yeah, he's like the bigwig at Sony now, and there's Kathleen Kennedy and the Sony girl. Like, dude, all these names are just mentioned in there. And the best part is how much they love Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige, like, they saved Marvel, but Kevin Feige breathes Marvel, and he will do anything to make sure that Marvel's like top notch.
That's true. I believe it. So, well, we went long, but I think it was warranted because it's been a while. And it's been fun, buddy. And until next time.
I don't know what the hell you just said because it cut out, but I love it, Peter. I miss you, buddy. There you are. You're back.
All right. Pew pew out.
Pew pew out, motherfuckers.